Greetings friends and welcome to the weekend video of me, J-Mac, the Red Island Shaver. I'd like to welcome you all into my den and we're going to get stuck in with it. Right off, start off with the mister. Actually just had a nice hot shower, but in the process of getting dried off and getting clothes on because, you know, I got to do a shave video. Kind of have to have clothes on to do that. All the moisture is pretty much gone out of my facial hair, so we'll go in with the usual pre-shave routine, and that is the Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements Cube. Just get a little application of that on, and we'll rub that into the whiskers, get some hydration going, get those whiskers standing straight up in the air, ready to get cut. Then we're going to throw some more soap on top of them, and then we are going to decapitate them with extreme prejudice. That's what we're gonna do. How is everybody doing this weekend? Hopefully you're all having a wonderful weekend. If you're stuck working this weekend and you're watching this in the evening, hopefully work is going well. I know working weekends sucks. All of my jobs, I had to work weekends. Sometimes you get, second weekend off, you work one, you're off one. My wife works every single weekend. I know it's a bummer, but if you're in a type of job where you have to work weekends and things just can't shut down for the weekend, then that generally means you're usually in a fairly important job. So hopefully you take a little bit of solace in that, knowing you're doing important work, right? Exactly. So that being said, hopefully it's all going well for you. So we'll get the hands dried off. We'll make a wee little bit of a lather today. We're going with Highland Springs Soap Company Kootenay Blue. Love, 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 love. This soap scent, I don't even know what the scent notes are on it. I forgot to look it up. Also going with the official brush of the Canadian Mafia, the Simpsons Trafalgar T3 for the BBS.Live Synthetic Brush Week. Of course, I was going to bust this out for the last day of the theme week. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on the scent notes on this. It's a nice green aquatic, so it's based off like the scents around like a lake in the middle of the Kootenays in beautiful British Columbia. So a nice lake surrounded by forest and trees. And that's exactly what you get. It's a nice, bright aquatic with some green notes, a little bit of spiciness in it too. Yeah, it's just a really, really nice soap. Really nice scent. I really enjoy it. This is in their vegan base. I'm gonna load this nice and heavy. Yeah, we're gonna get sudsy up in here on a real good load in this brush. Soap for days. Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm looking for right there. Nice soapy sudsy brush tips. Get all that lather up in there. Get a whole whack of proto lather in here. We'll just scooch that onto the face. Don't want to waste that goodness. I mean, it will dry back into the soap if you don't use it, but I've just made this nice proto lather. I might as well throw it on the face, right? That's what I figure. That is what I figure. So what's going on out there in the wet shave universe? Not really a whole lot going on here. Taking it pretty relaxed as we do. Well, pretty much every day. We take it pretty relaxed around here. Don't take ourselves too seriously. Kind of permanent chill mode, if you know what I'm saying. Oh yeah, I love this soap scent. Oh, it's so good. So good. And I love this brush. Oh, absolutely love this brush. So soft on the face. Makes a wicked, wicked, wicked lather. Oh yeah, this is gonna be a good shave. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this. I'm gonna do my face lather, and we're gonna come back and we're gonna do some shaving. So stay tuned. Okay, sports fans, well, I got this lather right where I want it. Nicely hydrated. Look at that brush. We got lather for days. All right, let's get an extra light on here. The weapon of choice for today is going to be my gold dollar 200, sitting in the nice blue scales. This was done up by Randy at First Canadian Shave. A couple guys have been after me for a bit to get a straight razor on camera again. Kirk over at the Cutthroat Journey and Paul Speller. Been on my case a little bit. So, here you go. It's still cutting pretty good. Yeah, that'll do. That's removing the fur. The reason I don't use my real straights all that often is pretty much every single one of them needs a refresher, and my honer is pretty busy right now with work. Actually, both my honers are pretty busy with work. Well, there, first pass done. A little bit tuggy, but not too bad. We got through it. I think we'll be fine for the rest of the shave. Got 2 days growth, or I did have 2 days growth. I guess now I'm down to 1 day's growth or something like that. So yeah. Anyway, it's one of the reasons why I do like shavettes. I love my real straights, but if I'm really being totally honest, I really do like my shavettes, just because they're always sharp no matter what. Don't have to hone them, don't have to strop them, just use them, and then if they get dull, put a blade in them and go. So dry the hands off really well. I do have an alum block here for grip, so I'll get some of that on the fingers. Get this razor locked right into my hand. Don't want any slipping. It's actually been a while since I used straight or a shavette. Kind of on the DE kick lately. That's how I roll though. I kind of switch back and forth, you know. It's like I'm all about the shavettes for a while. I'm all about the DEs. I just like to keep things interesting. Just don't want to get pigeonholed. If you know what I'm saying, right? I like to just change it up a little bit here and there. Kind of get on a tangent, get in a vein, get in a groove, and switch it up. Yeah, still doing pretty good. Definitely doable. So, yeah, like I said, not a whole lot to talk about today, really. Just enjoying a shave. Doing some menu concept ideas, because that's what I do when I'm bored. I'm probably never going to work professionally as a cook again, but I mean, you never know. Anyway, I had this other new concept for a menu. I'm Acadian, so I'm like 95% Acadian French, and the Acadians kind of have their own cuisine. So I was thinking like a tasting menu, but with Acadian food done upscale, and then like food from my childhood, like from my grandmother, my mother, stuff like that. I thought that'd be kind of cool to play around with. Like one of the staples of Acadian cuisine, very popular at Christmas time, is meat pie. One of my favorites. I absolutely love meat pie. So here, traditional meat pie, traditional Acadian meat pie is it's usually game or chicken, beef, pork, cooked with onions, your aromatics. Summer savory is a must. No veg other than onions. And it's done in a biscuit type dough situation. And the meat is done as like a braise. It's all braised and then like kind of pulled or chunked. It's not like ground or anything. So my idea for an upscale version of that would be some like sous vide, like game sous vide beef, sous vide pork, like nice little slices of each. Then have like a biscuit, have them arranged on the plate, like maybe fanned out or something. Have you know, some kind of an onion element, a summer savory gel, and like a biscuit top, maybe cut like in an oblong shape or something. And then call the dish Grandma's Meat Pie. You know, stuff like that. And it would be part of like, you know, like a 15, 16 course tasting menu. Another idea I had was like my grandfather used to love smelts. Smelts are like little fish. And he used to get big feeds of smelts. So I would do like a, you know, a fillet of smelt. Of course, back then, you know, back then my grandmother would just take the smelts and just go to town on them. She would, you know, just throw some flour on them and, you know, pan fry them, bit of salt and pepper. So, you know, if you're going upscale with it, I would probably do fillet of smelts, which, you know, of course would be a pain in the ass. But I mean, if you know, you're looking at fine dining, everything is a pain in the ass. And we're going to do the touch-ups here. I'll do the touch-ups on camera. I actually did leave quite a bit of hair. That blade is, that blade needs a new hone for sure. It was kind of struggling on the, against the grain. Didn't want to push it. So we're on with the Overlander. I have a brand new feather in here. So we're going to try the feather blade. You're going to see just how much hair I actually left behind with that straight razor shave. So while it was decent, I can't call it, you know, an amazing, successful shave. I'm gonna have to do some, we're gonna have to put in some work here. But anyway, so yeah, fillet the smelts, bone them out, and then, you know, have like a couple pan-fried smelts. Kind of do it the classical way, though. I'd leave the skin on them, so it'd be crispy skin smelt. And then finished in a super classical, you know, lemon caper sauce, which is just butter, capers, lemon juice, lemon zest, that kind of a thing. And then have some kind of a starch or something on it. You know, just basically taking dishes from my childhood and upscaling them. I had another really cool idea too. Hopefully there's no chefs listening to this steal all my ideas. So my grandmother used to do clam chowder. My grandfather and I used to go and actually dig the clams, and she made clam chowder. Just basic clam chowder. It wasn't a hers was a clear broth, so a very nice clear clam broth with your potatoes and your onions and your clams. There was no dairy in it. It was nice and pure. And actually the broth was so good, the way we would have the clam, well, we'd have the clam chowder, we'd save some of the broth, and you could, you drink some of it too. Same when we steam the clams. So my idea would be to like do a nice clear clam chowder. And and she used to put dumplings in it. This is the other part of my idea. She used to do the clam chowder with dumplings. So my idea would be to do the clam chowder and like individually freeze portions of clam chowder like in an ice cube tray, and then wrap them in a dumpling mix and really get them encapsulated in this dumpling mix, and then have the dumplings on the plate with some clam, maybe some fried clam, like some sauteed clam, and maybe a little bit of seaweed, a little bit of dulse, like crispy seaweed, just to reinforce that salinity, and then have a little shooter of clam broth that you could shoot as part of your dish, and then when you cut into the dumpling, it would release the clam chowder that is sitting inside the dumpling. So stuff like that. I mean, that would be so much fun. And like I said, this would be like a tasting menu, right? So totally foo-foo, bougie cooking. Like a 15-course tasting menu, but it's not going to happen, obviously. But, we talk about mental illness here a lot. I do have depression and stuff. So it's little things like that just, they give me something to focus on. Just something to think about. And I don't get overly depressed thinking about it and saying, oh, well, that would be so awesome if I could do it, but I can't do it. Now, my brain doesn't work that way. It's a distraction. It gives me something to think about. And, it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. So, yeah, you never know. You never know. If I win the lottery, if I hit the big 40 million, maybe I'll open a restaurant. Who knows? But anyway, that's the shave right there. So, as you can see, quite a bit of work with the Overlander to get to that level of shave that I wanted. But, sometimes you got to do what you got to do, right? I knew that blade was, it was kind of 50-50. And, it needs a hone. So at least now I know that blade has to be done for sure. And at the end of the day, I still got a nice, beautiful BBS. Feather worked really, really good in the Overlander. Very, very nice. And, it's like I always say, don't be afraid. If you're just getting into straight razor shaving, shave head shaving, don't be afraid and don't feel like you failed if you need to grab a DE to finish your shave. It's not a darn thing wrong with it. You do what you got to do to achieve that good shave, and at the end of the day, if you got to use 2 awesome razors to have a great shave, well, it's 2 awesome razors. Well, what's better than 1 razor? Well, that's 2 awesome razors, right? Spread the love. So we'll go with the matching splash. We'll let you guys go get on with your weekend. I'd like to thank everybody for spending some time out of their weekend with me here in my shave den. I really do appreciate it. Appreciate all the support. If you're new to the channel, you haven't hit that subscribe button, please go ahead and do so. Helps the channel grow. Helps our amazing wet shaving community grow. Best community of people there ever was. And I'd like to welcome all the new shavers into our fold. And yeah, that was a good one. Really, really, really enjoyed that. That's going to dry down to like a nice super BBS. So that'll do it for me, my friends. Until the next time, I would like you to all be safe, be kind to one another, and have a great day and eat a better shave. And we're going to catch you in the next one. Peace.